See the screen, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let me just wait. Like ask the students to join. Students, switch on your videos. Everyone. All right, so in the previous class, we had talked about the simple permanent tissues, and we know that permanent tissues are those kind of tissues in the plant's body that do not have the ability to divide. Rather, they have been modified, they have been customized to perform certain other functions. Now, under the simple permanent tissues, we saw parenchyma. I think parenchyma was the only thing we discussed.
Yes, ma'am. We wrote it also.
Okay. So we saw about the permanent tissues, and the permanent tissues are called so because of the cell differentiation that they have undergone. Yes. Right. Now we also saw certain characteristics feature, and we also saw that the permanent tissues, they can be living tissues or they can be dead. Right. So it depends. Now the simple permanent tissue, we saw that they are made up of one type of cells, right? Only one kind of cells are present in them. And there are of three types: parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. Now in the parenchyma, we saw that the parenchyma is the most primitive and the fundamental, the most basic tissue that is very common in the plants. They have very relatively less specialization. We saw that they have intercellular spaces in between them, and all of them are living. Living means protoplasm is present. All the cell organelles and everything are present. Now they are made up of cellulose and they are thin. And since the cells inside those tissues, they are loosely packed, so we can say that they have a lot of intercellular spaces present in between them. Now, talking about where they are found, so they are found in the soft parts of the plant, such as the cortex. They are found in the ground tissues and also in the mesophyll of the leaves. Now, next we were going to discuss about the function, like we know that the function of parenchyma is storage. Apart from that, the parenchyma has certain modifications, just like how when we were talking the features about them, so we talked about the way that they can be little bit specialized. So now we're going to see what are the various kinds of specializations that are there in the case of parenchyma. Now, the first kind of specialization is chlorenchyma, meaning all those parenchyma tissues that have chloroplast. Now, chloroplast is that structure in the plant that is responsible for this, like for having the green color pigment, that is chlorophyll. And all of us know that plants with the help of chlorophyll only can perform photosynthesis. So these parenchyma that have the chloroplast present in them, they are known as chlorenchyma. And what can they do? They can do photosynthesis. So that is chlorenchyma, the first kind of specialization of parenchyma. After that comes the aerenchyma. Now the aerenchyma, they with air, right? So these are the parenchymatous tissues with the air cavities present in them. They have air cavities. Now
Ma'am,
this is, yes, yes, anyone's asking any question?
ma'am, this
I can't hear you, Tejas.
parenchyma is collenchyma, right? Ma'am, after parenchyma is collenchyma, no, collen.
Collenchyma is a different kind of simple permanent tissue. Right now, we're not discussing that.
Okay.
Yeah, see, I am talking about the specialization of parenchyma, meaning how parenchyma has been modified. Okay, pay attention in the class. I'll discuss collenchyma, but right now we're not discussing that. Then we'll talk about the aerenchyma. Now, aerenchyma are like these are the modification of the parenchyma that contains air cavity in them. Now, all those plants that are aquatic, all those plant tissues that are found in the aquatic water habitats, so they need certain air cavities so that they don't sink to the bottom of the water body, right? So, those air cavities along with the parenchyma, we call it as aerenchyma. And what does it do? It provides buoyancy. Buoyancy means upward force. Upward force, and because of this upward force, the plant does not sink. Lastly, there is a third modification of parenchyma, that is steel parenchyma. So these are the star-shaped parenchyma, like their shape is in the form of a star. So these are the three different kinds of modifications that we saw of parenchyma itself: chlorenchyma, aerenchyma, and steel parenchyma. Now coming on to the collenchyma. So this is how the collenchyma looks like. The collenchymatous cell or tissue looks like. It has a large central vacuole. Cell wall is present in it. Then nucleus obviously would be there, and it has certain thickenings at the wall. It has thickenings at the wall. Now the cells of the collenchyma, they are living cells, meaning again, no cells in this are dead. So they are living cells. The cells are elongated and they have regular thickenings at the corner called as the wall thickenings. So on their walls, they have a certain thick layer and we call it as the wall thickenings. Now, intercellular spaces are very little because the cells are not loosely packed. So, in the case of collenchyma, the cells are situated close to each other, and because of that very reason, there is not enough intercellular spaces, meaning the space in between the two cells is very little in them. What is the function of the collenchyma? So the collenchyma, it is responsible for providing mechanical strength. It provides strength to the plant, particularly because of the wall thickenings. It is responsible for providing strength to the plant. Apart from that, it also provides flexibility to the plant, which allows them so that they can bend in any direction. You might have seen that whenever the wind blows a lot during the rainy time or during a storm time, so not all of the plants they break down, right? Like for example, they'll flutter in the wind, but they'll not break. Why? Because they have collenchyma present in them, which helps them to bend in various directions and not break while doing so. So the collenchyma provides flexibility to the plant so that the plant does not break. Now, this collenchyma, where is it present? So, it is present in the leaves, it is present in the stem, but always remember that it is absent in the roots. It's not present in the roots of the plant. Okay, it's present in the leaves and stems, but not in the roots. So, collenchyma is clear to you all?
Yes, ma'am.
Any doubts?
Mm.
No,
Okay.
ma'am.
Now moving forward, we'll move on to the last kind of simple permanent tissue, and that is sclerenchyma. Now sclerenchyma is, you can say, characterized, or you can find out if whether it is a sclerenchymatous tissue or not by two things. The first is that it'll have a very narrow lumen, meaning the space which is present inside the sclerenchyma will be very tiny or very narrow. Apart from that, the wall that the sclerenchyma has, it will be lignified wall. Lignin is a very hard and dead substance that is present, which makes the wall very thick. So it has lignified thick wall. So this is how you would characterize the sclerenchyma. Now the cells of the sclerenchyma, they are dead. Their cell wall is thick. The cell is long with a narrow lumen. They're like elongated cells are present, but the lumen of them is very narrow. The cell wall is it's very thickened because of the deposition of a chemical called as lignin. And this lignin is a very hard and durable substance. It's very hard and it's very durable. Now, this lignin, it is a chemical substance that acts like cement and hardens the cell. So just like how, if you might have seen a building of a house, like people while the masons and everyone is like building the house, they use cement to stick the bricks together, right? Now, initially, the cement that is used is like a liquidy or semi-solid form, but once it dries up, it hardens, and it hardens, and we live in houses that are made with cement and bricks, right? So lignin is just like that. It acts like a cementing material and it hardens the cell. It makes the cell very hard. Now the cell wall of the sclerenchyma is so thick that there is no intercellular spaces present at all. So if we talk about intercellular spaces, so it is most in the parenchyma, little less in the collenchyma, and the least in the sclerenchyma, almost none. Now the sclerenchyma is present in the stem. It is present around the vascular bundles. Okay, the xylem and the phloem. It is present around the veins and the leaves, and also in the hard coverings of the seeds and nuts. So the seeds are hard because of sclerenchymatous tissues. Now, in the older plants, the outer protective tissues, that is the epidermis, it undergoes changes and it gets replaced by the secondary meristem. Meaning, initially primary meristem is there. Later on, when the plant grows, so the later formed meristem is known as the secondary meristem. Any doubts up until now, students?
No, ma'am.
You people have understood everything?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
No
ma'am.
doubts.
All right. Now you people can note down till here. Also remember, while you're taking down the notes, first you read it nicely, understand, and then you take down. You don't have to be in a hurry. Just first try to learn everything in the class itself, so that you won't have extra work to do when you are not doing the class, right? So try to read it first and analyze and then note it down. Okay. Now you can switch off your videos and write down comfortably.
Ma'am, can you scroll up?
Scroll up.
Yes, ma'am. Just 1 second. I want to check how much. Yes, ma'am. More up. Ma'am, I have to write this. Wait. Yes,
From
ma'am.
where?
I have done it. You can scroll down.
You've done it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, done. Ma'am, done.
Yes, ma'am, done.
Everyone's done?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, done.
Yes, I heard you, heard you.
Okay. Ma'am, done.
Okay. What about the others? Are you all done?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Done.
Yes, ma'am. Done.
What about the rest of you?
Done, ma'am.
Ma'am, done. Ma'am, ma'am, done.
Yes, yes, I'm here only. You don't have to speak several times. I heard you for the first time only, okay?
Okay,
Yes, ma'am. Done.
Everyone's done?
Yes, ma'am.
What about the rest of you students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
Ma'am, done.
All of you are done, students?
Yes, ma'am.
What about the rest? Do I have to constantly ask what about the rest? Can't you people respond at once?
Done, ma'am.
We done, ma'am.
Ma'am, done.
Ma'am, can you go up little, just one more two sentence to go?
Are all of you drawing the diagrams also?
Yes, ma'am, drawing.
Yes.
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
drawing it.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Done.
Ma'am, done.
All of you are done?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Ma'am, done.
Everyone's done?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, done. Ma'am, done.
Everyone's done?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, done.
Everyone's done?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, now everyone switch back your videos on. Every single student, I'll not ask again. So now we're going to discuss about the complex permanent tissues. Now, just like how we saw in the previous topic, that was simple permanent tissue, we saw that all the cells of that particular tissue, they were of same type. But now in this case, all the cells, they are of different types. They are made up of different components, or each of the cells that are present in the complex permanent tissue, they are different. Now, these are the types of tissues which are made up of structurally different and more than one kinds of cells. All of the different cells work in a coordinated manner to perform a common function. Now, even after their number, their shape and sizes, or there is like a lot of variation in them, even after that, they all work in a very coordinated manner, meaning they work together so as to perform a common function that the complex permanent tissue has to offer. So it doesn't matter whether the cells are, you can say, different kinds, different types. It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is that they perform in a very coordinated manner. Now, the complex permanent tissues, they are of two types, that is xylem and phloem. Both of them are collectively known as conducting tissues, or you'll call them as vascular tissues. Now, there is a particular reason for this happening. Why? Because they are the conducting tissues, meaning they transport or they conduct stuff in the plant's body, whether it is the water and minerals or whether it is the food substances and nutrients. So, xylem and phloem are responsible for the conduction, they're responsible for the transportation. Hence, the names conducting tissues or the vascular tissues, they come from. Now, they transport food, water, and minerals. Now, when we talk about the xylem, so it is the conducting tissue of the plant that is responsible for the conduction of water. Along with that, it is also responsible for the conduction of minerals. So, water and minerals conducting tissues of the plant. Now, these xylems, like I told you, since xylem is an example of a complex permanent tissue, meaning the components that are present in the xylem, meaning the several cells or the several different components which are coming together to make the xylem, they'll all be different. So the xylem, with that being said, consists of the four different compounds, right? They have different functions, they have different structures, but all in all, they together make the xylem. So the xylem has been, you can say the components has been divided into four types: tracheids, vessels, xylem fibers, and xylem parenchyma. These are the four components of the xylem that is there. Any doubts up until now?
No, ma'am.
Yeah.
So now see, each of these components, they have their own particular structure and they have their own particular function to perform in the plant. But all in all, you people should know that if I said that the xylem is responsible for the conduction of water and minerals, then the tracheids, the vessels, the xylem fibers, and the xylem parenchyma, they'll support that function. They'll support the conduction process in their own way. It doesn't mean that they have one common function. They have different functions. They have different structures also, but they are working in a very coordinated manner. Any doubts up until now, students?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Now you people can note down till here and then we'll move forward.
Ma'am,
Yes, are you asking something?
no, ma'am.
Okay.
I'm done.
All of you are done, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm done.
All of you are done, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Done.
Yes, what do you want to know about protozoa, Tejas?
Ma'am, I don't know about protozoa, so I want to get knowledge of it.
Protozoa. See,
Yes, ma'am.
protozoa, they are the lowermost organisms. Okay, they are very lowermost organisms. They are unicellular, meaning they are just made up of one cell. And they are found in so many different kinds of habitats. Like you can find them like as a free living. They are found in some water habitats also. Okay, and they are basically, see, some of the protozoans are disease causing also. Okay, some of them are disease causing, and then some of them are basically, have you ever heard about amoeba?
Yes, ma'am.
Right, the one that has pseudopodia and everything, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Amoeba
ma'am.
is a member of protozoa. Okay,
Okay, ma'am.
and there's a lot of things to know about protozoa, like there are many diseases that are caused by protozoa, that is malaria, just like malaria. Okay, and there are many ones. Okay, anything else you want to know about them?
Ma'am, is it like harmful for us?
Yes, if it is causing disease, not all of them, but yes, they are harmful.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
All right. All right, students. So we'll keep it till here only for
Ma'am.
today's class. Yes?
I'm noting just 2 minutes.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Those of you who have done, you can leave. And those of you
Okay,
you
ma'am.
still have writing, then you can complete and then leave.